Good morning, YouTube. We are live. We are live. This is your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe. Been a while. Been a minute. No worries. Still around. Just doing different things. But I might as well, um, you know, really spread some good information. It's coming behind something that's detrimental, something that is really critical to the black community. The black community has so many different people claiming representation of them and trying to speak for what's best for them. Claiming to really to uphold their interests, and they really don't. Um, it's really sad that we as a community have to suffer so many characters who do nothing, um, and they're all following the preacher format, uh, asking for support, whether it be by vote or actually, currency. And then in the end, you get nothing. The preacher, he gets all the money from the congregation. The longest the congregation is, the more money he gets. And all he does is say a prayer for you. The money never turns into resources um, and things needed to go back into the community. So that's what you're always going to get, with the pro-blacks, the church, um, pretty much most of the religions. You're going to get that definitely in the political arena on either side. Nobody really represents you. Nobody really supports you. Nobody really aids you. Nobody really has justice and your interests at heart. What they're doing is using you in different forms of slavery, disguised slavery. I told people a long time, black people were a fuel, a gasoline to this country. That's why we have the biggest spending habits in this country. Everybody uses us for our dollars that doesn't circulate back in our own communities. Um, you know, Let me give you an example. I'm gonna teach y'all something, man. First, let me say that I don't support illegal immigration because it's another tool used against black people. Um, the craziest thing is that there are a lot of people that look like black people that aren't FBA, ADOS, indigenous, and African descent. Um, so they're in politics. You got one leader in the Congressional Black Caucus right now with basically immigration origin. So you do have some legal immigrants here, but then they're creating the legal immigrants are creating the pathway for illegal immigrants to come over here because they want to allow people from their homelands over here. Now, what does that do to the American economy? Well, for one, when people come over here, they get the handouts, they get the subsidies, right? But they're not supposed to get them at all because they're illegal. In turn, it pulls from the taxpayer and also limits the actual legal American citizen who needs those subsidies. Okay. As they continue to be here, they use that money. They also, um, how would you say it? They peddle. They're peddlers. They peddlers, and then they usually grow also from that to start the business. So they got a lot of different avenues to use in the system. Now, I will commend them. They do stick together. They do pile in one dwelling, and they work themselves into a group economic system to where eventually they can branch off into homes as families and business owners, but they only hire their people. They don't hire in a diverse manner. They don't hire based on diversity, the same diversity that allows them to come here, right? So what that does is it creates a community for them. Their dollar circulates in their community. Also, their dollar goes back to their home country. So eventually it goes back to their home country. It doesn't go back into the American economy. This is what these politicians aren't telling you. They're not telling you that system and that money trail, right? Now, getting into the diversity that they don't follow, they use the diversity to get here, but they don't follow it once they get here. They don't practice it. They'll never hire white, black, or outside their own nationality, race, or group. That's the problem. Another thing is that they're making English not the primary language. There's no instruction for immigrants to come in to uh, adapt and conform to America. It's basically America is affording them special treatment, right? Along with the diversity laws, the civil rights laws, all the laws of equality that blacks fought for, they give it to all these other groups, and these other groups slap you in the face when they come over here because they don't appreciate anything, they don't offer you anything, they don't support you, they don't deal with you. They go and separate themselves and form their own communities and take care of their own, right? So you need to know that. And it's very apparent, and nobody's saying anything about it. Now, I want to talk about these other wolves in sheep's clothing, like Jasmin Crockett. Um, I have to do a little bit more research on her, but I'm assuming she is a Black American as far as her roots and heritage. But, you know, the Roland Martins, the Al Sharptons, um, just about all the Black people you see in politics right now, don't trust none of them. Because if they wanted to get something done, they could have been fighting harder or at least got something done. Well, let me reverse it. They could have been fighting harder, or they could have been had at least fought harder, you know. And on the flip side, uh, could have got something done. So I got to reverse that. Fighting harder is that the least thing they could have done, but they don't. Then the other thing is that they have allowed the use of civil rights, the Black Caucus, uh, all your equality laws, you know, all your laws based on equality that blacks fought for. They have allowed other groups to use it, and they have allowed other groups to come in and be separate in America. Both sides have allowed that. The only thing that MAGA is doing a cleansing, because MAGA knows that there is an agenda with these different groups coming in that don't practice diversity. See, y'all don't understand what Trump has seen. Trump has seen that, okay, too many of y'all have came in, too many of y'all have gained a stronghold. Now y'all popping up with seats in the Senate, you know, in Congress. And you got your own behind you and you're not doing anything for anybody else. He sees that. Just like I explained it to you. The difference is he's fighting for his own, you know, first and primary, you know, and he's disguising it as America first. No problem there on that, because it kind of works in our favor, you know, because we need the cleansing, because we've been crowded out and flooded out on all fronts. But I do want to tell y'all that the Roland Martins and all those constituents and cohorts all have been getting paid to keep you in a fantasy state of mind. They had no intentions ever of doing anything substantial for you. And what Jasmin Crockett did by using the term dark money, knowing the meaning of dark money, she basically admitted that we don't care about nobody, especially blacks. Um, the benefit of the white community is that they've been having an advantage forever, and usually when anything is done by either party, they still get some kind of leverage. With us, we don't get anything. And when you have a black person um, who uses the term dark money, she's basically telling on everybody on either side. And shame on her for really being black and using the term dark money and being aware of it and known its existence and use. Um, I don't even think she was supposed to use that term because when Obama used to campaign, he used to talk about private interest groups and corporations. Um, Trump talked about the swamp. Um, but what y'all need to know is it's bigger than the swamp. Um, you have, like I said, man, you have many fabrics in the political arena, and black people. If you're blinded by the fact that there may be two parties, you know, and you think the Democratic Party is of itself just a Democratic Party, you got another thing coming. But that's a very scary term if you are aware of what it means. Many of you may not know what dark money means, but just by her revealing that to somebody like me and me making a correlation with the swamp, associating Obama talking about private special interest groups and corporations, I'm breaking down how you got a lot more to worry about than racism. You got a lot more to worry about than illegal immigrants. You got to worry about wolves in sheep's clothing, fake representation, all that other stuff I just mentioned. And the fact that everybody is against you. Everybody. And the worst thing going on right now is the fact that you got to filter out people who look like you and also maybe even deal with a gender war. It's very sad. And I'm going to leave on that note. And it's your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe. Uh, this is a very important message to black people. It needs to go viral because, I mean, the road is going to get rough ahead. It's going to get rough. If you're distracted by going out, eating out, social media, reality shows, the Joneses, the haves and haves not. If you're distracted by that, then you won't survive. So I'm just letting you know. But it's your boy Zulu. Go to like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm out, and I'll talk to y'all later.